Have you ever wondered what would happen if the Queen of the Gods finally decided to expose her husband's affairs? Welcome to Olympus Confidential. The divine scandal that no one saw coming. Hera, goddess of marriage, patience, and impressive self-control, has officially had enough. Armed with a detective hat and centuries of pent-up frustration, she's ready to take us behind the marble curtains of Olympus and uncover every disguise, every lie, and every lightning-fueled flirtation. As the storm clouds gather, Hera looks into the heavens and says, "This time justice isn't divine, it's personal." Every scandal needs a source, and who better than the god of love himself? Eros, or Cupid as mortals call him, sighs as he admits that most of his overtime work comes from one client, Zeus. He describes a god who simply can't resist romance. The king of Olympus has pursued nymphs, queens, and even mortals who barely knew what hit them. Cupid says, "I ran out of arrows centuries ago. At this point, he doesn't need me. He just needs a new shape to turn into." And Hera listens, tapping her pen on the table, already preparing her first case file. The first story begins with Io, a bright and beautiful nymph who caught Zeus's wandering eye. One day, Hera almost caught them together, and in a moment of divine panic, Zeus transformed Io into a snow-white cow. When Hera appeared, Zeus smiled innocently and said, "Just a normal cow, dear." But Hera wasn't fooled for a second. She said, "What a lovely animal. I'll take her." And so Io became Hera's newest pet, guarded by the 100-eyed Argos. When Zeus sent Hermes to rescue her, Hera's revenge was swift. She sent a biting gadfly to chase poor Io across the earth until she finally reached Egypt, even turned back into a woman. Io never forgot that buzzing reminder of Hera's wrath. Hera closes the file and says, "You can change her form, Zeus, but you can't hide your shame." Next, we open the folder marked Feathers and Hooves. First is Leda, the queen of Sparta, who met a swan by a moonlit river. A very charming swan who was, of course, Zeus in disguise. The result? A set of divine eggs and children destined for legends. And then there's Europa, a princess gathering flowers by the shore, when a stunning white bull appeared. She climbed onto its back, thinking it gentle, until the bull charged into the waves, carrying her across the sea. From that scandal came Crete, and eventually Europe itself. Hera's voice cuts through the gossip. One swan, one bull, and a trail of broken promises. Even mortals start continents because of his chaos. The next case, Callisto, the original catfish victim. She was one of Artemis's loyal followers, sworn to purity. Zeus decided rules were optional, so he disguised himself as Artemis. Callisto let her guard down, and 9 months later, the truth came out. Artemis was furious, Callisto was cursed, and Hera enjoyed the spectacle a little too much. Callisto was turned into a bear, wandering forests until Zeus, feeling guilty, tossed her into the stars. Hera appears under a fake planetarium dome. See that? The Big Dipper? That's what happens when divine lies go cosmic. When Hera opens the next file, gold glitter falls out. "Oh, this one's flashy," Danae, a princess locked in a bronze tower. Her father had been told her child would overthrow him, so Zeus, ever persistent, turned himself into a shower of golden rain and slipped through the ceiling. Subtle. Hera chuckles. That man could make romance out of a weather forecast. Then comes Ganymede, a mortal prince so handsome Zeus couldn't resist. The king of gods turned into a great eagle, swooped down, and carried the boy straight to Olympus to serve as cup-bearer. He told me he just needed help at work. Hera sighs. Sure, dear. HR will hear about this. Now it's time for the fan-favorite segment Serving Justice. Today's menus, Hera says, features cow patty pastries for Io, swan egg souffle for Leda, and bull horn broth for Europa. A wife has to get creative, she adds. Revenge tastes better when served warm. Zeus sneaks a taste. Hera winks. Caught again. Now the investigation draws to a close. From cows to swans, from gold to eagles, Hera has revealed a husband who can become anything except faithful. But even in betrayal, she stands tall. Let mortals gossip, she says. Let poets sing their songs. I am Hera, queen of Olympus, and I know my worth. Will Zeus ever change? Probably not, she says, but at least the truth is out. Thunder rolls, Olympus trembles, and the queen of the gods walks away, victorious.